Greetings. How's it going? Good to see you all. I'm Brittany Sunshine. This is Seed Soil Water, and I have a revelation for you. Woo! Okay, so let's get right into it. First of all, we give thanks. We give thanks for divine revelation. We give thanks for the supernatural. We give thanks for the it is so-ness of possibility, and that we don't have to limit ourselves according to the programs of the systems of man that would hold us back from experiencing the exceedingly abundantly far above anything we could ask, think, dream, or imagine. Right? Right. Morning sunshine. This is a Chip and Joanna classic right here. Thanks, guys, for being you and for creating so many good things and making so many beautiful atmospheres. Hashtag goals. I'm talking about Chip and Joanna Gaines. If you know, you know. Okay. So, because she made this mug. Okay, let's keep it going. I promise this is worth sticking to the end, and I will do my very best to keep it concise, even though I am operating on few hours of sleep and, you know. Okay, so we in life have blockages that can keep us from receiving the next level that's intended for us. And so let me just jump right to the revelation that came through. When Jesus, Yeshua, was kicking it with with his disciples, so Peter's one of them. I don't know if you remember this part in the story, but and think about this, by the way. It's kind of like they were kind of like it was so so many revelations. How do I like put it into a stream when I'm being flooded? You know, that's how it feels. Okay, first of all. So Peter and Yeshua, they're like going around. Think about how it would look at the time. Peter just abandoned his business, his day job, just stopped going. Him and Jesus are going around. They're like meeting these people. Jesus is teaching them all of this new age stuff. Did you know that? Do you know that's what they called him? In their version, that's what they were like. You're new age. You can't be you can't be one of us. So you're acting all new age, okay? So I know that's going to highly offend people, and I'm here for it. Not everybody, some people. Okay, so Yeshua's going around teaching the principles of actually setting people free, teaching people how to actually get free, and it is disrupting everybody. He's talking to women, you know, you don't just do that. He's talking to the other guys who are different than, you know, these guys, and you don't do that either. He's walking up in the temple just teaching, you know, when he hasn't been royally validated by any of the religious uppities of the time. He is just doing miracles on the rest day. Don't do that. He is meeting the woman at the well in the middle of the day, which is the hottest part of the day, which means she has been rejected from the crew that goes in the evening time. She is a reject. And he went and waited for her. Did you just burn your tail? Oh my gosh, that really happened right now. His tail is like, fortunately he has a lot of fur, but are you okay, bud? Come here. He's like, what just happened? I can promise you he's okay, because I can see it's just on the ends. And he has very poofy fur and a poofy tail, and he's still learning about himself, okay? Oh my gosh, it's getting hot in here. I'm trying to stick with this flow. What's going on with my hair? Okay. So the chick is a reject at the middle of the day well lady, and yet he makes it a point to go see her. Okay, so this is what they're up to. They are kind of not, you know, falling in line with all of the important things of the time, because what I'm talking about is then the tax guy comes around and he's like, you owe taxes. And they don't really like have human money currency, because they've been going around operating in all of this divinity currency for however long. But yet he's like, no, you know, so then they're like, should we not pay? Like, what do we do? And he's like, no, you know, we'll pay. Give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Like, and you know, I kind of feel like the jab in that is like, because that's all he's gonna have, you know, like the ones that think they have all of the utmost wealth, if they are bankrupt in the spirit, then like, okay, cool, you have money, you know, but you don't have that divine purpose that really actually makes this whole thing worth it, right? Okay, So then, but here is the revelation. It took us 5 whole minutes to get here. If you're still here, this is for you. Okay. Now I'm questioning if I should post this because it is such a funny ramble. But it's totally full of revelation. Here we go. So think about when we have been programmed to believe something. Peter had been programmed, you make money through work. You make money through work. You make money through work. Because that's how we all have been programmed, even since back then. Maybe this is kind of like the original curse kind of thing. And by the way, can I just put my disclaimer is that I speak at levels of the religion language, and then there's the physics language, and then I feel in between there, and yet at an even higher level is the truth. So every single word that comes out, like the word curse, I'm I want to put on the caveat of what that means, is the chasm in between what really is so and where the people were standing because of pollution due to behavior, due to missteps, due to deception, due to wounding, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, the original where it's saying, the man will work the land for money, it's that's the first, that's one of the most original mindset pollutants that then Yeshua came literally to abolish, right? And by the way, even in the how we see it in a linear timeline, I believe it's spherical. It's the Yeshua, the redemption existed the whole time, but it wasn't. But the lack of revelation that many had due to deception, wounding, generational trauma, cultural systems of man, etc., was keeping people from that. Okay, so it's not, it was something I used to struggle with. I'm so all the people that came before Yeshua are just screwed, and that doesn't make any sense because look at Elijah and look at Elisha and look at Abraham, look at, it's you're trying to tell me none of them had the Spirit. We know they had the Spirit, and this is why, this is how, this shows that, and it kind of, for me, it rectifies that disjointed. Okay, so we're back at Yeshua, Peter. They need to pay the taxes, but they've been doing other stuff. Peter hasn't been fishing. That's his day job. And here's where it is. The revelation is that Yeshua wanted to bring the miracle through Peter. Yeshua wanted to bring the manifestation of the money. It's a manifestation. He wanted to make it show. That's what manifestation means. And by the way, for those who are against manifestation as if it's some bad thing, this is all Jesus went around doing. He manifested healing. He manifested money. He manifested life. He manifested revelation. He manifested wine. He manifested just with immediacy because he understood how to do that. And what modern day religion would have you do is sit there and just keep pointing back to Jesus, being he did that. And they're trying to make you not realize that that's the whole point of his ministry was he was teaching everybody around him. He was trying to teach everybody around him how to do it too. That's why he wept when Lazarus died, in my opinion. This is my opinion. I believe that he thought by then that they would have known what to do by now. And I think, whether it was on purpose or just how it worked out, him being late wasn't a big fear for him because he knew how it was going to work out. And I wonder if he also thought, why aren't they stepping up and doing this? Why aren't they utilizing all of the things that I've taught them? Well, it's because they still were conditioned in their subconscious to believe that it's not them, that it's just him. And then didn't he say, how long will I be with you? Something how long do I have to be in this freaking realm and keep showing you guys? When are you going to just do it? And I still maintain right now that is why these manifestation principles have been kept out of the majority of modern day religion, because they don't actually want you to believe that you can do it. They want everything to point back to just like, oh, that was what he did. But did he not say, the same spirit that was with me, in me, is going to come to you? I'm sending you a helper. 10:01 and 10:10. Might as well cover them both since they're both so relevant right now. He said, I'm sending you a helper, a helpmate, a helper. It's the spirit. It's just like me. And that's what it, if you break down what he says there, it's like, he's like, it's just like me. Like, just like me, and it's gonna be for you. That's the whole point. That's the whole point, okay? So all of us, when it says the same spirit that raised him up from the dead is in you, the whole point of that is for all of us to take the responsibility. He said, the kingdom of heaven is within reach. When he says at hand, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, it means it's within reach. It's within reach. He's like, you all are supposed to grab hold of it and pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, okay? So how do we do that though? The point is that there's been this big chasm of like, how? We don't know how. We haven't been taught how on purpose, in my opinion. Conspiracy, shout out to Nora Jasmine with her tinfoil hat. Conspiracy, allegedly, don't sue me, something like that. So here's the thing. So Yeshua, as he's trying to get these 11:11, he's trying to get these manifestation. He's trying to get the disciples to practice, to do it. So he wanted to bring it through Peter. And what's interesting is that the subconscious narrative that was still present in Peter's mind is that you have to work to get money. And so it's so creative that Yeshua sent Peter to work to go fish. But instead of having to catch like this many fish, like loads and loads of fish, and then sell them or bake them and sell them, or however it worked, I don't know how they do that. But the point is, instead of that, he just had him catch one fish, and the fish came with the final end of that line of business in the mouth. So the fish came with the money in the mouth of the fish. Miraculous, right? How? That's called magic. Another term that's been hijacked from all of us so that we don't find out that we have it, you know? Like, that's magic. He did magic to put a coin in a mouth of a fish. Like, how did he do that? That's magic. So everybody needs to take that term back, because we know that like anybody that has dominion has access to magic, but may we be in alignment with the righteousness to know what we should be using the magic for. Like I was saying, full circle back to like, you could be a billionaire, but if you don't have that living spirit within you, then your life will be bunk. And how many Hollywood people or just anybody who's became wealthy that didn't have strong divine purpose yet, they're like, they get all the way to the money and they're like, this ain't it. Like, we have the money now and it's not fulfilling at all, you know? And sometimes it's even destructive if you get too much of it, because you start attracting greedy takers like moths to the flame, and you know. So anyway, okay, so do you catch the revelation? Is that this is so clever. Yeshua wanted Jesus wanted Peter to bring through the manifestation so they could pay their taxes, because he's like, yeah, we're gonna do that. And then instead of having him go through, and he needed Peter's mindset still was on the program, on the channel of like, you have to work to make money. He's still kind of a little bit slave like that. You know, he hadn't quite figured out how to manifest. And it's kind of funny because it reminds me of the forward story when he meets the man outside the gate called Beautiful. Bethesda is the healing pool. The gate of, help me out somebody. Anyway, so there's a point in the story later on where Yeshua had already gone to heaven. And I think it's Peter and John were together, and they're outside the gate called Beautiful. And there's like a beggar, and the beggar was asking for the money. And Peter goes, I don't have, riches or gold, but what I do have, I give to you. And he grabbed the guy's hand and pulled him up, and like through that healing chakra in the hand, he transmitted healing with the spirit that is available to all of us, right? And And then the guy, ran away. And it's so cool because, the thing is now Peter learned about how to manifest money through Yeshua. He could have probably given that guy some coins. He probably could have figured that out by now, considering this huge, level up that he did through the resurrection and everything. But instead, he knew that that was the cheaper gift. That was the cheaper option. Giving the man healing in his body was the real, flex, and also the real gift, for the man, because now he can go do whatever. So anyway, yes, I do feel how chaotic this energy feels. It's funny, and but I hope that I know the revelation will meet whoever it's with. So all of that being said, this whole revelation is for the purposes of realizing that we have subconscious blocks, be it for money, be it for healing. If we have been told, you can only, it doesn't even matter. The point is there's subconscious programs that are running in the narrative of our mind underneath the surface. And we can dissolve those in accordance with the truest, highest truth. And when we do that, it will allow for things to reach us that right now we have roadblocks to because of because of those subconscious programs that are running in our mind that are informing what we are open, able, safe, and able to receive. Because in the beginning was the Word. So what I'm hearing with this is step one. By the way, hey, check out the weekly workshops we're going to be doing. We are going to remember that whole but how. There are all of these universal principles that I have recently been learning. I'm still on the journey with everybody too, so don't think that I've arrived in any which way, but we are going to continue. And it will be lifelong practices. It'll be lifelong application. There will always be something more that you can be envisioning, visualizing, meditating upon, believing for, sending out the word for. In the beginning is the Word. That's the first step. So we got to start pinpointing things, scripting it out, getting into that thinking, feelingly, wish fulfilled, how it feels when it's done, the Tetelestai paid in full. I just referenced Neville Goddard, Yeshua, the Bible, physics. So I'm trying to speak on every language, and so I hope that you can meet me in the middle somewhere right there, or in anyone that resonates with you. Because we got to send out the word, and you have dominion over this. It's your responsibility, gift, and privilege to bring forth your divine identity and your divine purpose, okay? So the weekly workshops, register there. I'll send you the link. It's very low key. It's free. Show up when you can, as many times as you can. Just start realizing that every seed planted, even if it's just once a week, and then if you really catch fire with an idea or with a modality, you can start doing that in your life more often, right? And you can choose to do that. But come as often as you can, even if it's just once a week. Think about it as seeds that are going to later bloom for you. You want that. So try and show up as much as you can. Rounding the bend. So in the beginning was the Word, and then it's it sends out the signal. Rounding the bend. This is, for some reason, this is bringing up the double slit experiment in quantum physics, where the electrons they went from being a wave into becoming to taking form into a particle. So I'm seeing it like by sending the word, by being the observer, observing what is the mission. It causes the electrons to zwink, to form into a line. And if you think about this, I have two different thoughts that are coming through right now. One is we are always sending out some sort of some sort of thought form. And the way that I've heard this before is like, if you can imagine creation saying, and it is so, like, and so it is to whatever it is that you're emitting. But I also want to tell you that there is grace in this. And I'm wondering, somebody give me feedback if you want. I'd love to have a discussion on this or maybe study it further, and I'll come back with another video. But this idea just came into mind. If we know that really the most ideal circumstances to actually get manifestation is to be in a certain theta. Is it theta or beta? Alpha, beta, theta, delta. I think it's theta. Forgive me if I'm wrong. And correct me if I'm wrong, please, so that everybody here can get the correction. So we know that there's a certain brainwave zone that we want our brain to be in when we are emitting the signal for manifestation. So I was thinking about it. I was like, that's kind of a blessing, because you kind of like, and this is the part I haven't thought past this part, so hang in there with me. You know, if you're really like mad and angry, you're definitely not in that brainwave zone I'm talking about is usually like right when you're falling asleep or right when you're waking up. So I was like, is that a kind of a built-in filter for manifestation that, but it's not a catch-all, because whatever you fall asleep thinking about can be the thing that will end up being received by the signal, right? That's Neville Goddard talks about this a lot, and a good teacher on this is Ed. I can't remember his last name. Okay. So anyway, in the beginning was the word. We want the electrons to know what to be doing. We want to give them that light bulb moment. Because Psalm 126 is our portion, and that's what is meant for us, which is, if you don't know this scripture, it's one of my favorite. It's like talking about when we snapped into, I'm going to say the scripture in quantum physics, my language, okay? When we caught the revelation, when we caught the light bulb moment that we were able to snap into the finished work Tetelestai, and we aligned with the highest, dreamiest timeline in accordance with our divine identity, which comes with the safety and protection of the Creator, and it comes with the resources of everything we need, and it comes with our soul tribe that actually loves us and like is so, you know, in jive with the good mission, full of noble people, you know, like not backstabbers, not thieves, you know, that kind of thing. And it was like living in a dream. It was so dreamy. It was like, oh my gosh, it's like a dream. We're like, those are dreams. People notice, like it is noticeable that my life has now snapped into alignment with this dreamiest, highest timeline that is so different than what I was just living in, right? Okay. So that's what it is. And it's like, it's such a trip that we can't help but laugh and sing and dance and celebrate. Is like a celebration, because we are living in this, and I'm having crown chills, celebration timeline now. Oh, I love that celebration timeline. We got to keep that. Okay, so let's not be the ones where the only way that we can receive is through the previous story, whatever that previous story is for you. Maybe it's related to love, maybe it's related to money, maybe it's related to like the type of job that you can have, or like who you are because of who they were and things like that. We don't have to identify with any of that bunk shit. We can totally align with the celebration timeline and dissolve all of those roadblocks that are keeping us from receiving as exceedingly abundantly, easily, freely, greatly that is available to us, okay? Please let me know if any of this made any sense. I would love to hear from you. Okay, be blessed, be well, be free, and sign up for the workshops below. Subscribe, hit the like, sow your energy here, stick around. See you soon. Bye.